Hey, I guess you could say this is my comeback. We all know I haven't made a video in months. I think last time I did it was in the summer, and now it's November. But as you can see by the title, I'm gonna just be doing my makeup, updating you, answering some questions since I asked on Instagram what I should talk about because it's been a while. Before I answer any questions though, I kind of wanted to talk about my mental health since I left off a little bit confusing since I just started things, I guess. So let's get into the makeup and into the updates and everything. So I honestly don't remember exactly what I last kind of talked about in terms of my mental health, except the fact that I started therapy and I was on antidepressants. I say was, but I still am. Actually, next week I have to go to the doctor because I'm out of refills, I guess. In terms of therapy, funny story about that. I actually stopped doing it, and I don't want to say that therapy is bad because that's not true at all. I think the kind of therapy that I was doing just wasn't for me, and it was making me more anxious instead of solving that, or at least managing it. So I decided to stop for my own good. I wanted to stick it out because I really didn't do it for long. I wanted to, give it a proper chance, but it just wasn't for me. Let's just say that. Because basically what happened was, because I'm broke, I cannot afford therapy. So if you talk to your doctor about it, you can get referred for free therapy, which is lovely because a lot of people should be doing therapy but just can't afford it. But I think because of those circumstances, obviously you're not getting one-on-one time. I guess it's more generalized. We were mostly talking about, it was literally called generalized anxiety, which at the time I thought that's what I needed. I needed to focus on my anxiety and how to cope with it, but turns out that wasn't the case. I ended up kind of shifting my mentality while I was doing it and felt like I needed more help in the depression area rather than the anxiety area, which this is basically a long-winded way of saying I wish I could afford therapy, pretty much, because I just kind of wanted somebody to talk to. But in the therapy that I was doing, it was literally worksheets. I was doing worksheets every single week. I had to fill out surveys every week. So it felt like too much pressure for me, and it wasn't even what I wanted anyways. So I've decided to take some time to just kind of do my own reflecting first. So I haven't really started up any new program or anything, and I don't really plan on doing that anytime soon, because right now I'm feeling much better, and I feel like the antidepressants kind of are balancing me out currently, at least for now. So I guess in terms of my mental health, I'm doing better. I'm feeling better. I've taken some time for myself. Did I really do much with that time? No, but I honestly think that's a good thing. I rested for a bit. I've missed making YouTube videos, but I just knew that the timing was not right for me. But here we are. I'm excited. I've missed this so much. Because this is my creative outlet. I do this for fun. It's just fun for me. I like exploring different ideas for videos. I kind of want to change up the way that I edit. Because I like doing the funny edits and everything. And I'll continue to do that, but I don't know. I just feel like I need a little more spice when it comes to these videos. I say that as I'm doing a video I've done 8,000 times on my channel, but I just figured this was a good way to ease back in, was to answer a few questions. So that being said, I'm gonna start with these questions now that we've gotten the mental health thing out of the way. Like I said earlier, I asked on Instagram what I should answer that was a weird way of wording that, but I asked my followers, I guess, to ask me questions. So, the first one is pretty fitting. What's the most challenging part of doing YouTube? Well, that's a really good question. I feel like the answer would be different for everyone, especially because, yeah, I'm doing YouTube, but I'm not doing it, you know, I'm not making money from it or anything, so I'm sure people who do have a lot more, like, detailed answers to this. But I think for me, and what I've struggled with the most in the past, like, year and a half is consistency. Obviously, I took, like, months off, which I'm not, you know, super excited about, although I know I needed it. But anyways, just the consistency aspect, because especially when I'm trying to make, like, fashion content, there's only so much I can do every single week, right? So I feel like that's why my videos started to get repetitive and it felt a little bit forced. So I'm hoping that now that I can kind of figure out time management a little bit better now, I'll take some time to, like, plan videos, because it got to a point where it was like, normally I would film on Mondays or whatever. I would take a whole day to figure out what I wanted to film, but that was it. I would wake up in the morning and go, okay, let's scroll through YouTube or Instagram to see what other people are doing and just do that, when it's not necessarily what I want to do here. I want to do stuff that I like and have fun doing. So hopefully this is kind of like a fresh start, I guess you could say. I don't even know if that answered the question, but again, long-winded, long story long. The consistency part. Oh, by the way, I'm using this cream blush that I got and only started using now, and I got this like months ago, I think. And I just put way too much on my finger, so let's see. Moving on. The next one says, what's your aesthetic mood board for winter? I will make one and put it on the screen right now to show you, like a little collage. Okay, next. What piece of advice would you give yourself from 5 years ago? Ooh. I don't know how riveting this really is, but I would probably say something like, I feel like at that point I thought I had to have everything figured out, so I would tell myself to relax and just enjoy things in the moment for what they are, because I still now, this is the reason I went to therapy, was because I was thinking so far into the future and it was scaring me. So if I just live in the present, then I'll feel much better. Not super deep, but I think I would take that advice now, to be honest. But yeah. The next one says, if you had to move anywhere in the world, where would you go and why? I feel like when you ask someone that question, they always have an answer right away. I've never thought about this before. I really only do want to live like in Toronto, realistically, and that's not even realistic, but that's a whole other point. Anyways, to answer your question, probably like New York or like London. I just love like the city. I don't even know if London is really like city vibes, you know what I mean? So I don't know, I just would want to live in a city. Ooh, the next one says, what is your go-to drink for a night out on the town? I have two answers for this. One, if I'm like going to the liquor store and like buying my own drinks, I get those like, I always forget what they're called. They're like the sour, no they're not. I'll insert a picture. I think I've answered this question before, but I'll insert a picture. This is what I would normally drink on a night out. But if I'm like going out to like a bar, I'm not fancy. We all know that. I'm not fancy. I would probably just get a rum and coke. I went to this really nice, like it was beautiful, this beautiful bar. And I look at their menu and there's like all these like super fancy like cocktails and like martini, like all this stuff, and I'm like, oh. The waitress comes up and I'm like, can I just get a rum and coke? And she was like, yeah, that's fine. So I was a bit embarrassed, but long story long, again, by the way, I still have this elf powder that I still hate, but I still use it. The next one says, what's at the top of your Christmas list this year? I'm definitely taking this too literally, but I don't have one because I don't really do Christmas like that. But if I did, here's my problem. This used to be a problem when I was making Christmas lists and like getting gifts every year and stuff, is that I'm too impatient to wait for things that I want. So instead of being like, oh, I want this for Christmas, I would just buy it for myself, and then my parents would be like, what do you want for Christmas? And I'm like, well, nothing now because I already did that. So like there's nothing that comes to mind because I keep just spending all my money that I don't have anyways. But the only thing that's coming to mind is something that I just purchased, and I'll insert a picture because I don't have it yet, but it's a North Face coat. It was a giant purchase for me. Probably will never do it again, but because it's North Face, I'm hoping I don't have to do it again. See what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's coming to mind. I would love a new laptop, maybe. Had it since 2015. Oh, also, not related, but I was looking at myself. Come on, receding hairline. Anyways, last time you saw me, I got my hair cut, and I have been loving it. I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. I will say my hair gets greasier like faster than normal, which gets a bit annoying because I don't know what to do with my bangs. Like I never know what to do with them. So I usually will just put my hair up in the clip like I always do. But then the bangs do this. Can you see that? The like swoop, and it just looks wrong. So the next question asks what my fave fall trend is. I feel like this might be a bit vague, but I really like knitwear. I like love knitwear a lot. I've gotten a bunch of it recently. Specifically, I really like Zara's knitwear, but only on their website. I feel like in person, it's not the same. So when I'm looking for knitwear, I always go to Zara. But I feel like although it's like trendy, it's still timeless because the way to make it trendy is like the patterns or the way that it's stitched or the colors or whatever. But knitwear will never go out of style, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I feel like you're catching my drift. I went on a walk before filming this, and on my way back got myself a coffee. I've barely drank any of it because I normally, when I go to like a local coffee shop, will get a latte, but Starbucks I get cold brew. I don't know why, but every time I get cold brew somewhere else, I don't like it. So, ooh, this next one says, make a spring/summer trend prediction. I don't have original thoughts up here, so this is gonna be difficult. I feel like people are gonna start wearing those like super tiny like booty shorts again. Like giving like grade 7 in the summer when you were trying to be sexy as an 11-year-old for the other 11-year-old boys. You know what I mean? Or like the people from my hometown or around my hometown. You know those dances? The one I would attend is called Cyber. There was a whippy one. You know, like that kind of style. I'll insert pictures of what I'm talking about in that case, but I feel like that might become like a thing. I feel like I've come up with something now. I feel like I'm not gonna be wrong. Watch in the summer. Clip this. The new trend in the summer is gonna be dressing like a middle schooler from like 2012. And then the last question that I got is, who are some of your favorite YouTubers right now? Some of my favorite YouTubers are Cody Co, Noel Miller, Curtis Connor. I recently started watching Anna Marie Forcino, I think that's how you say it, and she's really cool. Nick is Not Green, Chris Clemens, I really like Deb Smikle and Taylor Kruger. Those are some really cool YouTubers. That's all I can think of right now, but a lot of commentary I've been watching, plus like some fashion and lifestyle stuff. My camera's dying, so I'm going to finish my makeup and put on a fun top, and I'll be back. I decided to keep my hair in this headband because it's actually cute and my bangs are greasy. So yeah, and then I have this top on from Zara. Did you miss hearing my fridge hum? Oh, also wanted to plug this because I've moved on from my Glossier chapstick. I still have her and I still love her, but I've been put on my bestie and roomie Tori. I don't know if she found this on TikTok. I don't know if she started this because she's a trendsetter, but everyone around me now has this Milani lip gloss in Rosewood. The number is 13, and it's a lip plumper also. you know, your girl needs it a little bit. So I love it. I love the color. It's very natural. It's a really good gloss, and the lip plumping isn't like overwhelming. It looks really normal actually. But yeah, just had to shout this out because super cute, been loving it, and it smells good too. But anyways, that's it for this little life update Q&A thing, get ready with me whatever thing. Clearly I haven't lost my touch, but I'm glad to be back. I can't wait to be doing this more. I missed this, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.